It's really, really fun and thematic, and I'm looking forward to prowling through the moonlit dark forests with my werewolf vampire guy. God, I'm such a dork. Hello everyone, my name is Gracie, and welcome to the first episode of a new series, brand new Age of Wonders series with the new vampire content for Age of Wonders 4, not 3. This is the third expansion pack, Age of Wonders 4. So I have been playing today, and I made a vampire character. Now I made, I'm sure a lot of people are going to make sort of the classic vampire sort of character, so I decided to go with something a little more off the wall, as I usually do, a little bit more hopefully unique. So what I've made is this guy here. So let me go into the create faction and show you. So if I go to custom, his name is like Lupus or something. Oh god, I can never find my characters. There's so many in here. Okay, so I've got in here Fangris Lunalis. Now this character I've made, so look at this. First of all, look at this absolutely sick sword. This sword is fucking cool. So I made him dark with the new dark culture. So this is Fangris Lunalis. He's an elder vampire warrior with the Slayer sword, which is just a big ass like claymore style cleaver. Lupine, I gave them pack tactics and athletics so that we can make use of all of our charge units that are fast to sort of get in and around and get the bonus damage. And I went with the new dark cult of tyranny. Now I waffled on this for a while because I wasn't sure what I wanted to do, but I ended up doing Cult of Tyranny. So this is the new dark subculture that has, you want to put people in prison, and you want to conquer city-states and exploit status resistance through tyranny, which is like their basic units do that, which is super cool. And I've started with the Tome of Blood, right, with all the new blood stuff. This stuff is great. It feels really fun to use. And I also gave them Cult of Personality, which is definitely a little OP with vampires because everybody gets more experience faster. They gain a skill point whenever they gain a renown level. They gain 10 unit gold upkeep when they gain a renown level. And then, but units without a leader in there don't like fighting that way. But we get extra hero cap. And then so we're going to have lots of heroes running around. And then the Elder Vampire, this guy here, actually absorbs some of the experience that they get through combat. So he's going to level up very quickly. And then we took Fabled Hunters because what I'm going for here is a werewolf pack that got basically this guy got infected with werewolf blood, with vampire blood, so he's like a vampire now instead of a werewolf. So he's lupine. But so what I decided to do with him, so I just want to talk about it. I think what's really cool is I gave him this cool looking barbed garb here, and in my head he is wearing barbed silver wire around his body to show that he is no longer vulnerable to silver like werewolves are. And also when he's moving around and fighting, it's digging into his flesh and causing him to bleed. So he's always just in this like blood frenzy. So he's just covered in his own blood, the blood of his enemies, and he even in my headcanon, when he turns other vampires, he feeds them his own blood. And then his units, which are not technically vampires, I've decided in my headcanon they're thin bloods, aka they're partial vampires. So I'm thinking that he goes and gives all of his military units a bit of his own blood to empower them and get them into that frenzy. And so I even gave him this like ring of blood that floats behind him, like he's just always got blood around him. And so he's like a feral werewolf vampire that wants to get in there and just wreck everything, just rip things apart, rip and tear, get into it, get the blood, kill, dominate, and repeat. He's just an absolute like savage guy. This guy is. And so then the other thing I gave him is his ambition is duelist, because he wants to find the strongest enemies and defeat them and drink their blood, right? So he's really got that, like, I'm the alpha, there's your alpha, I'm better, and I'm going to take him down, or her, or them, or whatever. His main downside is that these units have a bit of a problem against non-biological units that don't have blood, like machines and stuff, because they can't drain blood from them. So there's a small weakness there. And then I gave him this white on black, because for me this is like the moonlight. Because they have sunlight sensitivity, but they're hybrid werewolf vampires, they really like being out in the moonlight, so they get that sort of fantasy where the pack of wolves is running through the woods at night, but now they're enhanced with vampire blood, so they're immortal and they're strong, and they can already smell blood, but now they can like drink it and get stronger. So that's really, really cool. I should have given the AI a personality here, but I didn't do that. Let me edit that real quick. Finalize. AI personality. Where do I do that? Here it is. AI personality. Well, let's see here. Power-hungry ruler that believes might makes right. Also, we don't want to be an isolationist because he wants to go out and destroy. Demonic warlord, bloodthirsty ruler who prefers treachery to weakness. Yeah, absolutely. That sounds good. Okay, so we'll just overwrite. Your journey. Okay, so now I did make a realm and I've been playing with it, but it is I did it wrong, basically. So we're gonna start a new game, and I'm going to find the custom one I had just made, which was probably called Custom Realm. Here it is with the blood. So let's edit this one. So what I did wrong was this subculture of dark wants to dominate the city-states, and they have an ability where instead of gaining allegiance, you get more resources. But the problem is, I made the city-states really, really hateful. So it's basically impossible to keep them as vassals, even at a low reputation, because they're just constantly draining very quickly, rebelling. You have to reconquer them. So the fantasy of like subjugating these vassals was not working properly when I had this stuff on. I went ahead and put on the Sunless Highlands for the lots of extra sunless areas. I know that benefits me because I'm a vampire, but it's really fun. And I wanted to be able to play with that. And so, of course, the AI is going to get the challenging plus, so that they take 20% less damage and deal 20% more damage. And so they're set to hard, so they have more strategic resources, and in combat they're, I would say, significantly better, because there's a net 40% damage differential. So by no means is this going to make me overpowered when they are already taking 20% less damage. So let me go ahead and take these things off. I think we might just do, might do a land. I'm imagining a ex-Sylvania style land with the rolling hills and mountains and darkness, and there's not really like a lot of waters and rivers and stuff. So let's just do a land. We'll do the sunless area. We're going to do medium. We're going to call this Sylvanian Blood Realm. That sounds pretty good. And then is there a portal that works for this? I don't know if they added any new ones in. That's not bad. It's more of a forge, though. Oh, shit. That's it. I have a feeling a lot of people are going to be using that one. And then let's go to factions. So I'm going to be playing, of course, whatever his name is. I can never remember it. Fangris Lunalis. Should really be able to remember that. It's not that hard. Realm content. I've got everything set to normal. We're going to have Elder Vampires set to none on this one, because I want to be the only vampire running around here. But I'm happy with everything else showing up. Yeah, we'll have all this other stuff normal. Frost Giants. Yeah, all the giants are rare. So combined, there's a decent chance one will show up. Although I should probably put my Patreon members and subscribers in here. So let's do that. So let me populate that. I'll be right back. Okay, I have generated my list. First of all, I'm in the wrong spot. Let's switch that, and then let's turn on the monitor capture. And then, so here is the current list. So Patreon supporters, thank you so much. Thorin Stark, Earwolf, John Myler, Nox Immortalis, and Locutus. As always, you are in here twice, so you are twice as likely as everyone else to actually show up in my games. And then we have a rather large list of newer people this time. Of course, we have our classics like Sarah Feingold and Sea Sand, but then we also have Keth Segal again, Kiara Gillen, Nut Kobold, don't know about that one, the Neuromancer, Paul Buck, who's shown up before, Coffee Locks, Hunting Joe, Maker Fishmeal, Tooth Mother, don't know about that one either. So let's return our first three, and then we'll just fix it if it's any duplicates in there. So Nox Immortalis, Seraphine Gold, and Sea Sand. Boy, you guys are always here, aren't you? So let me just get that off of my screen. So let's get the monitor capture off. So do we have Nox Immortalis is in here. He's in here all the time. Immortalis. I have so many characters now. It takes forever to scroll. Fuck, I think I passed him. Is he in here as Immortalis? Yeah, Immortalis Deep Cut. The mole that leads... Oh, you're also dark. No, you're not. You are... Oh, you're Cult of Tyranny now because you had to be... Yeah, interesting. You seem like a Cult of Tyranny person. So I'll have a rival Tyranny. But of course you are... Oh, you're Necromancer, so you're more of the... You know what, let's edit you. It's finally time for a good old edit. So let's get you to Dark. And since you're a Necromancer boy, we're going to have you be a Cult of Death instead. I think that looks pretty good. And then we're going to leave everything that you already were. Equipment Hoarders and Prolific Swarmers. I love the randomness that comes out of this kind of thing. Yep, select. Yep, I'm not changing anything. I have to go through all of this again. Even though I'm not changing anything. Select. And finalize, and then we need to give you a ruler ambition. What was your ambition before? I don't know. Maybe I should randomize it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oops, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Explorer is 10. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So I have a D20 right here. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You're a defender. Okay, so you're gonna tyrannically defend your empire, and then we need to do advanced settings and give you a AI personality. Now, since you're a defender, we're gonna make you a fanatic isolationist. Purity of mind. There we go. God Emperor Immortalis Deep Cut of Nitgard. We should actually change this to Noxgard. Because your name is Nox Immortalis. Overwrite. So Immortalis is in there. Now we need Sarah Feingold, who I think is possibly also a bird. A lot of bird people around here, which I don't mind. Do you have bird people? No, that's right. You have dwarfy minions. That's right. And you are a cryomancy shadow dragon with dwarfkin, underground, nightmare mounts, high culture. Very weird. And your ambition is once again needs changed. I probably just never did this when this update came out. So ruler ambition. So Sarah Feingold, gosh. You know what? I was gonna roll. Where did I put that? Oh, here it is. 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Explorer. Okay, so you're gonna go explore the ancient wonders of the world. And then the last one is Seasand, who I believe is also already a character. Seasand the Sympathetic of the Sea Elves. I forgot I did that. Seasand of the Seashelves. Okay. Do you have an ambition? No, you need a... oh, I didn't give Sarah do you have a... yeah, you do have an AI personality. So Seasand. Edit. All right, over to finalize. So ruler ambition. Seasand of the Sea Elves is a 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. A delver. Uh-oh. Underground stuff and excavate a province. But you're not an underground character, right? I don't think you are. Let me double check that.
Starts here.
No. Take me to Seasand of the Sea Elves. Swamp adaptation. I should probably change that.
What is your people's
17.
story?
What was the maximum?
Your journey.
One. Oh, I think Explorer was 10. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 10 is Fearmonger. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Shepherd. Nurture with animals, plants, elementals on your side. Well, you do have Astral and Nature, so that is or Evolve or Promote. So that's possible. So let's overwrite that. So you are now Seasand the Sympathetic is in here. Now you guys are set to difficult. I like keeping my games to only 4 players to make sure that they don't go into the 30s, 40s, or 50s of the episode count, as I've done lately. So realm content, we're almost there, guys. How far into this are we? 15 minutes? That's not bad. It's not bad. So this is all set up already. Yep, challenging. Marauder combat AI is set to challenging. That's the normal amount. normal amount, free city, combat AI. We'll keep them not challenging compared to everything else. We'll let the players be strong, and the city's easier to conquer, I think, or normal. Game speed, combat. I like having AI allies control themselves. All right, confirm. Let's go in. Overwrite. Exciting. Oh yeah, and I can get a hero right off the bat. Not that I'll have the money for it, but I do have Fabled Hunters, so I get extra resources from clearing. So I should probably try to go get money right away so I can recruit somebody. So there's free knowledge, or sorry, mana right there. So we're starting with, where are my spells? There they are. Rite of Bloodletting. This is really fun. And a Baneful Curse. So we are at the Moonlight Hollow, and we are in the corner for once. Nice. I almost never am in this bottom corner for some reason. These mountains are really runny looking. Can't cast anything outside of combat. That is not too bad. I think we can take that on. Yeah, we're double their power, but the same number of units. We'll pick that up. Small monster den. And we're going to immediately get another immortal. And we're going to work on... Now, what I haven't figured out yet is the morale system with this version, because you have all these buildings that actually lower your city morale, and I haven't 100% figured out how you work around that, because as far as I can tell, if your city stability is low, you still get riots. So I think there has to be some way to stop that. I can't be constantly fighting my own people. But we'll see. So this is going to be a banner, so I'm not going to get a boost to anything. So let's start with the collector. I actually really liked starting with that in my game I was playing earlier today, because I felt like I had a lot of money early on. Manuel Combat. I'm also having some really nice coffee that my spouse brought me back from New York City. It's strong but smooth. It doesn't give you that like feeling when you drink really bad coffee. I used to work in a place that had like a staff kitchen, and they would just buy like the big Folgers tubs of coffee, and there was a guy, the CFO, the financial officer, would get there every morning before a lot of people. He liked to work earlier and then go home earlier, and he would always make the coffee, and he would make it so strong. I mean, the let's just say the staff bathroom was a hot commodity. All right, you come to me. You come to me. Oh yeah, this guy's in the light, so he's going to be having some problems here. Actually does less damage because we're in sunlight. And he can't regenerate on the world map, which is very interesting. All right, take a step up. Take a couple shots. Take a step up. Take a couple shots. And then you're going to run in and slash. Beat. You're going to run in and slash. There we go. So they're all tied up here in melee, and then we'll go ahead and do this curse here. There we go. Weakened and misfortune. So they're in big trouble. I think that's the fact that they clumped up for that curse is probably enough to carry me through the rest of the fight, unless they just roll really well. But they have lesser resurgence, so as long as I win the combat and these guys die, they'll be fine. I should probably chop this way, so I am not getting... I can't even kill that one, so let's chop this way. We'll lifesteal, and then we'll also be not have our back arc facing anything. Alright, and then let's go around and kill this one off, because that'll tank this one's morale. There we go. Now my guys... ambition is to kill rulers, or heroes is the lesser part. Now, I figured out earlier, and I'm sure you guys know this, but I hadn't really thought about it before, but the city-states don't have rulers. They just have heroes. So I was like, oh, this is great. I'll conquer this city-state, and I'll get a bunch of renown early on. Nope. They don't have rulers. They just have heroes. So, still helpful, but not quite what I was looking for. Chop. Really fun. That sword is so cool. That sword is the size of my guy, Fangris. Boop. Level up for everybody. Fantastic. And so what I want to do is first I'm going to grab Berserker, just because I think that going from 80 to 100 hit points is a big amount, plus the damage on a charge, 10% is huge. And then what I want to do is he's got this, he can drain blood, and you can make it so that it has a chance of inflicting stun, which is pretty gnarly. So I'd like to do that. So we need to make some money so that we can hire a new hero. Here's one of the new tier 3 ancient wonders, like a vampire castle. It's very, very cool. I'm going to go back and hunt down this small monster den. Should be pretty easy to do. So I'm going to get the magic attacks of enchanted units can inflict bleeding, but that's on battle mages, which doesn't help. So flesh carved runes is an enchantment. Yeah, okay. Heroes can't afford it yet. Make decent money though. All right, let's get in there. Just some spiders, not too bad. We'll head this way, look for a little city-state to conquer. Let's do it manually. Oh, I saw one of those ghosts. I can't wait to tell you about that. I made a huge mistake earlier. Oh no, these spiders moved in and killed whoever lived here. These might have been my servants. How dare you? So they can poison. Am I immune to poison as a technically undead? Yeah, I am immune to poison. Cool. I love that I'm a technically undead. Not quite a full undead, you know what I'm saying. Now if they clump up again, which they might not because of this. Well, not bad. There's 3 right there. This is the one that does... Oh, yeah, damage to... yeah, okay. So if we... Oh, we can't get in there, though. So we'll get them lowered. Now we can curse them. Misfortune is pretty big. You know what? I don't really want to turn my back to them. Although... this one is more vulnerable than this one. There we go. Awesome. Slapping some spiders. Yeah, I had a feeling they go for the flank, but hey, the misfortune. Hi, Skeety. It's a little kitty tail here on my camera. Looks like a lemur on the video. Hey, Skeety. You want some coffee? You can't have coffee. No, don't drink my coffee. Thank you. Yeah, you're already a little... You've got problems. You can't have coffee. Can get a... This... Probably better to chop this... Well, you'll do more damage. Let's do this. See if we can get a... There we go, morale. There we go. So now we can crit, possibly. There we go. I got a crit. Love when things work out. Chop. I'm so sorry. Why are they taking damage? Oh, because they're fumbling. Is that why? These guys don't have any sort of... return damage. No, adjacent enemies have -1 status resistance. Oh yeah, the pursuers have a teleport now. Whoop, you can just teleport away. And it resets on kill. Pretty cool. Alright, so we got a whole bunch of food, which I love. Wand of Polymorph. Non-hero, okay. Nice, and we have enough cash for a hero now, which means we'll be bringing back the old list here. So let's pop that back on. So we need to take out Nox Immortalis, Sarah Feingold, and Sea Sand. You're already in. And then return 1. Locutus. Locutus will be my hero. Alright, so into the recruitment. Recruit. I would be interested... I wanted a support unit. I want another warrior. Nautical governor, no thank you. Trolls? I don't really... I mean, I don't care about Butcher and Brewer, but I do like the River Trolls and the Swamp Trolls. This makes Foresters valuable. We do like forests. We are wolves. Okay, so we'll go with this Ranger. We'll get rid of this stupid net. So we'll recruit this person. Embrace. This is the new animation. Oh. Hero embraced vampirism. Adjust appearance. We'll make you a body type male. You've got this silly looking garb. Stop drinking my coffee. And then he, him. We'll call you Lord Locutus. The Bloodletter. Because you've got that razor net you're going to throw on people, at least for now. I don't know if we can let you have a crown on, is the thing. Because we can't let you think that you have any more power than I do. So let's get that helmet out of there. Let's find something more. Let's see. So if you're going to be a ranger, that's actually extremely adorable. Oh my god, you're just a little puppy. Okay. Okay, Locutus, you're just a cute little puppy now. Look at you. Except, you're very gray. Very gray. So you've got a sword and net, which lets you throw a net, which can immobilize. I wish it was a razor net. That'd be super cool. We'll give you the wand. Confirm, and then you're going to stick with the main group, I think. So this thing here, this is a lost soul. Ghostly presence bound to this world until their unfinished business is put to rest. So the other time I did this, you know what, I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you what it does. So save game. Let me just make a save real quick for this. So this is Fangris YouTube. Oops, I can't spell today. Okay, there we go. All right, let me just show you so I can reload that immediately. So here we go. So I saw this and I was like, I will claim your vengeance. And then never mind, I have a completely different quest this time. Okay, so I have 20 turns to take out what is objectively a much better army. So we'll have to do something about that. This is, I need a little time here. Let me get Locutus over here. And then we can take that out, I'm pretty sure. I'm building the collector. I need a farm to boost that. There are not a lot of... There's no spots for food around here. Maybe up here. I can't get up there. So let's just... we'll just get a quarry right here so we can access this. Oh, there was a pickup there. I will go back and grab that with my next scout. Probably even Q1. Oh, I don't have any money. Alright, we're all here. Can we face this? Probably. Let's do manual. We'll use Locutus for the first time here. This is a storm thunderbird. Sorry, I was going to call it a storm crow. I don't know why. These guys are pretty fast. You have a sword, so you're fine. And we can actually polymorph, which is interesting. We could even... It's a range of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I have to get a lot closer to use this, though. There we go. Okay. Now they're gonna... Sorry, my nose is really itchy. I hope I don't have a cold coming on. Scoot you up to there now. Let's see if we can polymorph. Okay, doesn't work. Does it do anything other than tier 1 animal? But you are a tier 1 animal, so what was I thinking? Oh gosh. I'm so smart dumb. Let's drink blood. Already killed a unit. Alright, so they're birding my eyes. Okay. So we're a little bit blinded here. We can still teleport, like... I can't miss and hit... Well, I can miss and hit a friend. Oh, well, I didn't. Throw a net on this bird. Immobilized. It might be in the way. Hang on. Alright, this one's low enough to ignore. Oh, I've also looked at some of the new, like, units that exist. I've just seen them sort of on the world map, like different bat units and blood maggots and stuff, and they are gnarly. Super fun. Alright, that was pretty easy. Get some gold out of it. Noble Aegis. It's a better shield. You're a ranger, though, so you're not going to be using that. Pick up here, plus some more stuff to fight. So what happened in my other game when I talked to that lost soul, it was like I found it on like turn 5 or 6 or 3, something early. And so I talked to it, and one of the options was like give up knowledge for 6 turns. One of the options was like lower my faction leader's health to 1, which in this case like hurts more than usual because I don't regenerate in the sunlight. So the other option was attack the lost soul, and I was like, oh, I mean, how tough? I mean, it's an early quest, right? It should be easy. No, it was 12 tier 2 fighter units. And I had 4 units at that time. So I was like, I literally cannot win this. So I had to save scum that. I had no idea it was going to be that hard. But now I know to be more careful. So that was a bit of a shock. All right, what do we have going on here? I should probably take a look. Hello. All right, let's just keep checking the overworld out. I need to find a city-state to conquer. Hopefully there's one up here. Anybody? There's that, there's a, oh, it's one of those battle sites. Cool. Okay, I can annex again. Did I get food out of that? Or did I just, no, I guess I don't know. Oh, we can't get a forester over here, but we can get a farm and then clear that out for extra food, which is always nice. Let's get a forester here. Got a brigand camp as well to deal with. Ruler leveled up. So let's get blood drink and stun. God, that's so good. I also like frenzy because it's like thematic to the character who's like getting into like a blood frenzy as he fights things. So we're gonna take that. Fast in between. Alright, can you make it to the combat? Nope. And I don't think we can handle this yet. So I'm gonna have to make some more units and then maybe like have some losses. In fact, the thing I could do, which is pretty interesting, is I can actually make a bunch of these immortals, and then when they die, they just they have lesser resurgence. So all I have to do is win. I could send in waves of these guys to die, and then they would survive anyway. Which is really funny. I think they come back with like 1 hit point, 10% of their maximum hit points. So they'd come back with like 7. Let's get a, let's see, we have a ranger. Let's get another immortal, I would say. Then we have one on the way. Should we leave you over there? Yeah, just auto this. That's a spring fairy. We may have to redo that one. Nope, we're good. And then we got Paladin's Winged Helmet. This unit, that's amazing. That's really good for my warrior guy. Slap on that helmet. Confirm. Very cool. So I think we're out of time for this episode. I'm having a great time with this expansion. As usual, they knocked it out of the park with the aesthetics and the theme and stuff. I've heard from my friend that fighting in this sunless area is really interesting because there's all these really cool... we'll have to do it manually when we fight this, but there's all these like... foliage is like these thorny rose bushes that cause bleeding and stuff, which is really, really thematic and awesome. We'll do this little scout real quick, and then we will leave for the next episode. Here's a city. And then you are gonna wait over here for friends. I guess I could use them to scout real quick while I wait. Flesh-carved runes is ready. And we'll get Mark of Tyranny. Grants non-dark units Cult of Tyranny so that attacking units have a chance of inflicting status vulnerabilities. No, attacks have a chance of inflicting status vulnerability and heal this unit for 5 temporary hit points. Increase for single attacks. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I'll grab that. Okay, so thank you everybody so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this series, at least this first episode. It's really, really fun and thematic, and I'm looking forward to prowling through the moonlit dark forests with my werewolf vampire guy. God, I'm such a dork. All right, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.